What do you know about Juneteenth? Check your knowledge with my quiz, part 1. Question 1. Who is Opal Lee and why is she called the grandmother of Juneteenth? Opal Lee is an American retired teacher, counselor, and activist in the movement to make Juneteenth a federally recognized holiday. She is often described as the grandmother of Juneteenth. Lee campaigned for decades to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. She promoted the idea by leading 2.5-mile walks each year, representing the 2.5 years it took for news of the Emancipation Proclamation to reach Texas. This is Opal Lee. Question 2. What was the holiday called before it was Juneteenth? Although Juneteenth is a clever play on words, the holiday was initially called Jubilee Day. It started being celebrated in 1866, but as word of the day spread, the name Juneteenth began to catch on. June and the 19th of June. Question 3. What was the last U.S. state to recognize Juneteenth as a holiday? Good old South Dakota. In 2022, Governor Kristi Noem signed a bill making South Dakota the last state to officially recognize June 19th as a legal state holiday. Question 4. I love this one. What country also celebrates Juneteenth? The answer is Mexico. The celebration of Juneteenth transcends borders. Juneteenth is celebrated at El Nacimiento in Coahuila, Mexico, by the Muskogos population. This population are descendants of Africans from Texas and the indigenous group called the Seminoles, who fled to Mexico in the early 1800s in Mexico. They are known as the Black Muskogo tribe, and they celebrate Juneteenth every year. And excuse my mispronunciation. Question 5. When the announcement of freedom was finally made, the freed people were urged to stay with their former masters. Is this true or false? You know the answer. This, unfortunately, is true. As quoted in General Order Number 3, the freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. Question number 6. Some of you may know this one. What and where is Emancipation Park? The 10-acre Emancipation Park is located in Houston, Texas. It was purchased for $800 now, by 4 former slaves in 1872 and has served as a location to celebrate Juneteenth. Until the 1950s, it was the only public park and swimming pool in the Houston area that was open to African Americans. That was the 1950s, y'all. It wasn't that long ago. Okay, final question. What event brought Juneteenth back to the forefront after celebrations had waned during the Jim Crow era? The Poor People's Campaign, planned by Martin Luther King Jr., was purposely scheduled to coincide with the Juneteenth date. The Poor People's March took place on June 19, 1968. The march participants took the celebrations back to their home states and the holiday was reborn. Now, it's important to note that he was planning this at the time of his death because the Poor People's March took place in 1968. So imagine how horrible that was for everybody that was planning and involved in this. All right, this is the end of part 1. If you enjoyed this quiz and if you learned something from this quiz, please comment below, comment on the video, and ask for part 2. Coming soon. Thanks, guys.